Dalet on the base on the bottom. Today's Samchei, but we're starting from Samch Dalet on the bottom. Hanu Sholish Noshim, 5 lines from the bottom. Yeah, so we're continuing with Mordechai Tzaddik. Mordechai Tzaddik, as we learned yesterday, he was able to figure out that when somebody pointed to a roof and a hut, they meant Gagos Tzrifim. Says the Gemara, more Chachma from Mordechai Tzaddik. Hanu Sholish Noshim Da'isu Sholish Kinim. 3 women came to the Beis Hamikdash and they brought 3 pairs of birds. Choda Amra Lizivasi, V'choda Amra Liyamasi, V'choda Amra Liyinasi. Each one used a different lashon, which seemed to be a lashon of ziva, and therefore they would be chayiv on a chatas and oila. When a woman comes after the ziva, she has to bring a chatas and oila. Sabar mina zivasi zava mamish. The one that said ziva, she meant she was a zava. Liyamasi mamish. She meant the flow was like an ocean. But again, the lashon of ziva. Lo'inasi, lo'inasa. In other words, it's a time. The time came where she had to bring a carbon. The oina of bringing a carbon. The kula chadu chatas v'chad oila. All 3 of them, 6 birds, 2 each, a chatas and oila. Omer lo Mordechai. So, wait a minute. No, you didn't understand. Shema, we have to check out. Shema bezoiv sikna. Maybe she had a sakana from her ziva. She had a sakana, and therefore she brought a carbon as an adava. In the Yerushalmi, it's brought down that maybe a ze'ev came to get her kid. It's a lot of sakana in the kid. Look it up. It's Shkol and Perik Aleph. It's like this much. It takes like a half hour to find it. Perhaps it's a sakana that she brought a. You learned this already? Yeah. That's one. Shema b'yam sikno. Maybe she had a sakana in the ocean and she is bringing in nedava because she got out of it. Shema be'ino sikno. And when she said Uynasi, thank you, when she said Uynasi, she meant that she had a problem with her eye, she had a sakana, she got out of the sakana, so she's bringing a carbon. But nothing to do with ziva. What's an afkamina? Because if it's ziva, you would have to bring 1 oila, 1 chatos. And if it's for a nadava, you bring 2 oilos. The kula oilos ninu. Badug va'ashkach. So indeed, they checked it out, and they saw that Mordechai Tzaddik was right, and had nothing to do, so he saved the situation. Instead of bringing the wrong carbon, a chadas and oila, but it was all oilers. Fine. By the way, somebody sent me today the word pig Latin. Where does it come from? Pig Latin. What does it mean? It's like it's a code. He says it comes from this Gemara, the one that we learned last night. That the pig, they lowered the pig down the wall. And he was doing symbols. He was showing them how to this, and then the pig not siparnav in the wall. So Yikar Shema B'Yisrael, pig Latin.
Why Latin?
Because he was doing Chachma Yavanis.
So it should be pig Greek.
I don't know. Go. It was an article. That's
Part of the trick is they change the name. Pig Latin is when you switch letters around. When you talk, you say
it's a secret language.
That's pig Latin.
So he says you look at Wikipedia and it's not clear where it comes from. So he says this is the.
So strange.
Fine.
Because of the Greek, if anything.
Says the Gemara. Now we're holding Daf Samachei Omid Aleph on the top. It's Mordechai Tzaddik. Why and what are you saying in the article? What's it say? Rashi says Mordechai Tzaddik.
He lived 200 years earlier than Barshem. I mean, he didn't live into Barshem.
Yes, but that's the problem. Is they say that the Mordechai Tzaddik could have was the same one, but then after that, everybody that did his job was also called Mordechai.
Yeah, but they're trying to say how smart he was. He was a smart man.
They're all smart. They only got the name when they were.
Now let's see if that fits into what we're going to learn now. V'hainu d'snan. It says b'mei Achashverosh. It says shoy b'mei Achashverosh.
Rashi says it was the one from Achashverosh's time. It's a kasha.
Tosis says that it seems like he lived very long. V'nira Hashem Mordechai Rishon Yinikum HaHamonim HaShmoy. That's what he was saying. They're all called Mordechai Vishenim Emunim Elikim Bali Seich Lomado. So they all called Mordechai, and they all had a lot of seichel, and they're all able to.
Because from the first Mordechai, after the first Mordechai, that's
Yeah, but it's interesting because we're trying to say a special chachma that this particular Mordechai had.
right.
Fine. But I know this nan, and this is what it says in the Mishnah in Shkolim. Pesachya ala kinin. Pesachya ze Mordechai. That he was in charge of the box. There was 13 shofros that they would put money into for the different korbanos. One of them was for the kinim. Actually, two of them were for birds. One was for the oilos, one was for the nedavis, and one was for the women's korbanos. So Rashi says that the way it worked is, if you didn't have time to buy a bird, all you needed to do is put money in the pushka. And then that day, whoever was in charge would take the money out, buy the birds for you, and it was full service. So Psachya, who was Mordechai, he was in charge of doing the services. He would take the money, purchase the birds, and then he would be makri of the korbanos for these women.
We call it drive-by korban.
Right, exactly. There's a little hole. Actually, it looked like a bottle. It was like wide on the bottom, narrow on the top, so you can't stick your hand and steal the money. So he's saying it was outside of the Beis Hamikdash. You just put it in, pushka, shalom. Fine. Outside of the wall. Oh, what? Why three? Kacha.
Because of the three machzis shofar.
Very nice. Lama nikra shmoi Psachya. Shepoiseach dvarim v'dorsham. He knew how to. Over here, it seems like we're talking about the Mordechai. This Mordechai knew how to interpret words that other people couldn't. V'yodeya b'shivim lashon, and he spoke 70 languages. This also coincides with our Mordechai. But as the Gemara, Kulu Sanhedrin Nami Yodi Shivim Lashon. What do we do with the fact that all of Sanhedrin, everybody in Sanhedrin had to know 70 languages? Although there's a Tosfos that says in Sanhedrin that it has to be 3 out of the 70. Fine. Domer Rabbi Yochanan, a Moshivim Sanhedrin, you can only put somebody in Sanhedrin, Elo Bali Chochma, if he has a lot of seichel. Bali Mari has to look good, imposing, he has to have people have to fear him. Bali Koima has to be tall and again, fear. Bali Zikna doesn't mean necessarily old, it means like middle-aged, enough age. He can't be a young guy. Bali Kshofim, they have to know Kishuf. One pshat is because if you're trying to put somebody to death and he tries to get out of it through Kishuf, you Kishuf him back and you kill him any way you can, says Rashi. Look at it, and Rashi says, you don't have to dafka give him skila if he's going to use his kishuf to get out of the skila. I just remember we had a maisa in Avodah Zarah where Remeir taught somebody how to get. He was to save Remeir's sister-in-law. He bribed a guy to save her, and the guy said, "Yeah, but what if they catch me?" So he taught him how to get out of it, and they did a test, and these dogs came to eat him, and he said the words, called the Meir Neni maybe, and then when they tried to hang him, he said these words. They couldn't hang him; they just couldn't kill him. So they said, "What's going on? How come we can't kill you?" He said, "Oh, Remeir's." And then they tried to kill Remeir. It's such a musig. You try to kill somebody, boom. You say a few words, you can't kill him. So if you can't kill him, says Rashi, you say words against that, and you just poof. Yeah, he went here, he went there, he went to Eretz Yisrael, maybe because of Bruria. Akoponim. But you see this concept that you could get out of death with words. But I thought it was a nice chiddush. If somebody's chayiv skila, but he tries to play shtick, you could kill him not with skila. Any misa you want. Shoot him, exactly.
No, they said skila. Because I was thinking
it doesn't have to be skila. No, but this could be anything, sreif, anything.
He's on the ground.
Another,
he's on the ground, he dies.
Other people say that the pshat is that you need to know kishuv to know whether they use kishuv for avodah zarah, to convince people for avodah zarah. So you have to know to get into his mind. There's an inyan that the Sanhedrin should hear directly from the defendant and not through an interpreter. Which reminds me, I don't know if anybody remembers this, when Nelson Mandela died, so they had a clown that got up there, and he was doing sign language, and they said that he was Pashat saying, rolled a cigarette, have a great day, and he's like, it's in front of the whole world, and the presidents of different countries are talking, and this Meshuggah is up there doing all these crazy things.
That's in Africa.
Yeah. You can't have a meturgaman, you have to hear directly from the guy. Elo dehava, so what's pshat? Elo dehava boyel lishon v'darish. He would take words, like we had yesterday in Gemara, that he would take the gagoy strifim and know how to combine it together. So he was bayel, he mixed languages. He took from 60 languages, 70 languages, and he was able to make a drasha. Vaynu d'chsiv Mordechai bilshon. So I printed this out so you could see what's going on here a little bit. There's two psukim. Actually, this is from Ezra, but the same, almost the same pasuk is in Nehemiah with different name, a few different names here. But it says the order Asher Bo im Zerubbabel, Yeshua, Nehemiah, Sroya. These names are different in Nehemiah, but Al-Koparim it says Mordechai Bilshan. So Rashi is learning, very interesting. Rashi is learning that his name was Mordechai Bilshan.
Not
Although,
his nickname, it's his name.
His name is, it's a nickname. Mordechai Bilshan. Why? Because he knew how to use languages and be balbal. But the Marsha asks, he's like, these are single names: Rubavel, Yeshu, Nehemiah, Mordechai Bilshan. Who told Rashi that's one? So he says, Enochanami, his pshat, maybe you could stick into Rashi, that really Mordechai should have been all the way in the beginning. He's the most choshev. The reason why we pushed him all the way to Mr. Bilshan is or not Mr. but the Choshev Bilshan, because Mordechai was a Bilshan, but his name wasn't Mordechai Bilshan. They just put his name next to Bilshan. That's how the Marsha learns. Right. Says the Mishnah. Keitzad hey noisin. So we had this a few times. Like we brought it up. What was the procedure of this whole ceremony in order to undo the Baisoisim? So what happened there by the Omer? So before Yontif, in order to make less Chil Shabbos and less of a balagan, it should be easier for the Olam, so they went and they would take like fistful of barley, they would tie them together, so it would be easier just to cut it in one swoop, quicker and easier, and maybe less Chil Shabbos. Again, it could be, it's not even Shabbos, but whatever. Luitzur it is. Yeah, but sometimes it falls on Shabbos. Whatever. Okay. So the cities that were close by to this barley, that we said yesterday it has to be barley that's very close to Yerushalayim, so that's fresh, they would come and watch this whole ceremony. The point is that it should be done with a whole commotion. Once the sun goes down, so it's now Matzah Yontiv. Omer lehem bo hashemesh. Do you notice that the sun went down? Oimrim hein. So the whole whoever's there, thousands of people, they scream yes. Bo hashemesh. Oimrim hein. Yes, 3 times. Bo yes. Magozu. You see the sickle? Oimrim hein. Magozu again. Oimrim hein. Kupazu. You see the box? We're going to put the barley in the box. Yes. Oimrim hein. Everybody says yes. Kupazu. Oimrim hein. It says in the Mishnah 2 times, but the Mishnah finishes off 3 times. B'Shabbos oimer lehem Shabbazu. So yeah, you notice it's Shabbos. We're about to be Mechal Shabbos. Oimer hein, yes, it's Shabbos. Shabbazu oimer hein. Ektzor, I'm gonna start cutting. Ve'in oimer lo ektzor. Ektzor ve'in oimer lo ektzor. It's not clear if it's one person or all 3, because there's 3 people that are doing this. Sholish pa'amim I'll call davar v'davar. You hear no? Sholish pa'amim I'll call davar v'davar. The Rishonim speak, and the Rosh says that's why we say Kol Nidre 3 times. It's 3 times based on this. Because you say things 3 times. It's based on this Mishnah. He says, "Because mamish you learn out from this Mishnah." And they answer 3 times hein. Kol kach lama. What's the point of the whole ceremony? So again. What's the story? Bekitzer, we had Antigonus, Ish Sukkah. He says in Ovis, in Perik Aleph, Al tiyu ka'avodam Shav Shrim Sarav Al Manasa Kabul Pras. So his student said, if we're not going to get an award in Olam Haba, what's the point of being Jewish? So they went off the derech. But they couldn't go, and they made a whole new kat called Zdukim and by Susim. But it didn't work just by saying we're going off the derech. So they had to pretend that they're slightly Jewish. They still believe in Torah. In those days, if you didn't believe in Torah, nobody would follow you. So he said, we believe in the Torah, but we don't believe in the Torah Shabbat Peh. And what did they say? And this is going to be the sugya now. They said that it says in the Torah, Menachos HaShabbos, it means Sunday. It doesn't mean the day after Yontiv. Menachos HaShabbos, usually we take it as Shabbos meaning any day that we rest, including Yontiv. The following day after Yontiv, on Tes Zayin Nisan, that's when we do the Omer. They said no, it has to start on a Sunday. In order that people shouldn't say that, they made a whole ceremony. Tana Rabbana. These are the days that you shouldn't fast. And some of them are so chashuv that you don't even make a hesped. So the fast is a lower level. But not even to say a hesped is like it has to be a really chashuv day. From Rosh Chodesh Nisan until the 8th day of Nisan. So that was a tremendous yontif for Klal Yisrael, because they were able to disprove the tzdukim and say that there is a carbon tamid, as the Gemara is going to explain. So because of this yontif, the lo ilu mispad, you don't even make a hesped. And from the 8th day of Nisan until after Pesach, itoisav chago de shavuaya. The loy and the goyers here, the loy lesanos. It's a question if it's loy lesanos or loy mispad, but if you look in Rashi, the loylis ano, so Rashi is goyres not to have a tainus, not mispad. In other words, it's a lesser darga. Aval mispad shari, says Rashi. Do they have a simcha yiser b'shal atzeres b'shal tamid? It wasn't as much simcha when they were able to establish shavuos as they established a tamid. Mishum datzeres lohoy shum raya l'divri b'toisim. The batoisim didn't have a good raya, so to beat them in an argument wasn't so hard. As the Gemara is going to bring, we're going to have here on Amud Beis 6-7 reasons why the Betusim are wrong. So because the Talmud did have some sort of pasuk, it had a makar, and they had to beat them, and they were able to be menatzeach them, so that was a greater yontiv, which you weren't able to be maspid on. But the Shavuos part, it was only not to make a tainus. Because those were the days that they beat them, they proved it to them.
There was one which was Tamid.
From Rosh Chodesh till 8 is Tamid. From 8 to after Yontif is Shavuos.
What do you mean is Shavuos?
That's when they proved the concept of Shavuos. When Shavuos is not on Sunday, but it's after Yontif. So now the Gemara explains. Why? The Zdukim held that an individual could bring the Tamid. My Darush. So they had a pasuk. What's Taseh? An individual. My Adru. And how do they disprove them? As Korban Ilachmi Lishai Tishmeru. It's plural. It comes from a tzibur. Shukulon boy mitrumas halishko. Mitamyo ad bei ad svatsoy. What?
So it took them 8 days to prove this?
Yes, I don't know exactly how that worked, but it's yeah.
And what they answer to that? I mean, they agreed in Kar Shabbat.
We don't know if they agree, but when you have a good shot and it's checkmate, so it doesn't matter if they agree or don't agree. If it's
not that they conceded.
They conceded. Okay. So it's a tremendous simcha. They conceded. They actually were moida. Fine. Yeah, I don't know exactly. It was an 8-day argument. The debate, the people and coming, it was ongoing until finally
They conceded.
Yeah. Mitmanyo beiv ad soif moyado, from the 8th day of Nisan until after Yontiv, itoisav chagad shavua the loyle mispan, or the loyle sanis. Shoy batoisen oimrim atzeres achara Shabbos. The Batoisim say that Shavuos falls out every single year on Sunday. Why does Shavuos fall out every single year on Sunday? Because you start to count every single year on Sunday. So if you start to count 49 days on a Sunday, it's going to end up on Sunday. Nitba lahem Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai went in there. V'amar lahem shoitim minayin lochem. How do you know this? In other words, why is it any different when the Torah says Rosh Hashanah? The Torah calls Rosh Hashanah Shabbos, and the Torah calls Yom Kippur Shabbos. So, Meichtei, so all of a sudden today you're saying Shabbos means Saturday, and it's the following day is Sunday. You have these shaitim, they don't know. Chutz mizaken echad shoyim mifaded. I think this Gemara is also in Baba Kama. Very, like, if not the same lashon, I remember something very similar with the zaken and they beat him.
What's a lashon of fatfid?
He's talking shtosim, exactly, rambling shtosim connected. Omar, he says, listen, I don't really have a pasuk, but I have a good svara. Moshe Rabbeinu oiv Yisrael haya. Moshe Rabbeinu loved Jews. V'yidei hashat tzeres yom echadu. And Shavuos is only one day. Omar v'tiknu achar Shabbos. If you ask my wife, I mean, this is the only reason why she moved to Israel. This is exactly, so Yom Tov is only one day. So this Shaita says, I'll tell you what, Moshe Rabbeinu loved Jews so much, he made 2 day Yom Tov. I mean, obviously he doesn't know what he's talking about. What? Right. No, that's the real reason. He's a Shaita, like the shtus they say is like what Rabbi Schoenberg said, is that Akash Baruch Hu decided when Yom Tov should be. Not Moshe Rabbeinu, because he loves Jews, decided when Yom Tov is. That's the shtus. Fine. Chaz v'shalom. It could be in terms of Svar. He's probably right to have more Yom Tov, more Shabbos.
Moshe was the kavel.
Yeah, based on Akash Baruch Hu.
He could say he's going.
He can't make up though. He can't make up. Yeah.
They were not religious.
He did what he wanted.
There are many young kids, they were poor.
That's what he's saying. He's not saying there's
The Tosha says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is given right. Moshe wanted and HaKadosh Baruch Hu is given right. That's what they meant.
totally
Like-
They believe in HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
That's what Nachman is saying.
That's what Tosha says.
He mechamed the Toises.
Thank you. Gemara is an answer.
So Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai said, you're talking shtusim. Why? It says, the continuation is Ad Kodesh Barnea. That what? That really, it only takes 11 days to get from Har Seir all the way to Eretz Yisrael, to close Eretz Yisrael, Kodesh Barnea. And in fact, how long did it take them instead of 11 days? 40 years. I prove to you, he mamish hates Jews. So explains Rashi. He only is talking. You fight shtus with shtus. Because the Zakin was saying shtusim. So you want to talk shtusim? I could even come up with better shtusim than you. And Memela, that's how he knocked him out. Omar Loi, Rebbe. Really? Seriously? What? You're gonna be doiching me with such mamish shtusim? Even I know shtusim. Shine. Like, in other words, we know why we're in the middle of 40 years. We're in the middle of 40 years with Chetem Meraglim. So it's nothing to do with Moshe Rabbeinu loving or not loving and GPS and not. We had to be there for 40 years. Oh my Lord, shoite. It happens to be like a favorite word of the Tanaim, no? Shoite. And my father's favorite word also.
Bring
back memories. Bring memories. Huh? It's not a joke. 12 people were watching last night. And then right after shit, there's 21 views. Nachman is not a joke. You said there's nothing. You said, what's going on here? Last night, 21, you probably were one of them. You secretly have YouTube, you're not telling Doilam.
What countries are they from?
Well, we didn't look yet. We'll look at the analytics later.
Hopefully not New York.
Exactly.
Moshe Ehrenfeld, when at the Sher Bracha speech, he told everybody that I sit there and I see who could watch YouTube on the shit. That's why I spend my day. Something like that. Anyways, the Olam had a good laugh. I think he was a little serious though. Fine. Zog the Gemara, our Torah is perfect, and doesn't have any holes in it like your shtusim that you said. So now the Gemara goes through a series of rayas, simple rayas, that the Baisusim were wrong. That Menachos HaShabbos does not mean Sunday. So this is the first raya. Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai. Kosev echad oimer, Tisperu chamishim yoyim. You should count 50 days. Where do you count 50 days? From any part of the week. You start counting 50 days. It doesn't mean Sunday or Monday, anytime. However, because of echad oimer, Sheva Shabbosos Temimois Tiyena. When you count a full week starts on Sunday. You count from Sunday through Shabbos. That's a full week. So we have a contradiction. On the one hand, it says just count 50 days, meaning 49 days. Lo mishana, that's not the point. Count your days from wherever you start. But on the other hand, it says Mefurish, you should start like the Baisusim, start on Sunday. So what do you do with the contradiction? So he says, Pashat, okay, it said, Kan be Yontif Shechal Liyos b'Shabbos. If Yontif falls out on a Shabbos, so you start the following day. Then you have Tmimois. Kan be Yontif Shechal Liyos b'Emtza Shabbos, then you just start counting. It's always 49 days. The question is, where do you start from?
Still the answer is Tmimus. It says Tisbu Chamishim Yom. So you have a mitzvah to count 50 days. From when? You have another pasuk. It doesn't. Shabbos Pasuk Tmimus Teyana.
You're saying like the Baisusim?
Yeah.
I'm asking like by Susan, yeah.
So why do you need the first pasuk? Why do you need the first pasuk to say Chamishim Yom? Just say Shevet Shabbos Tmim Mistiyanot and finished. Why do you need 50 days?
By saying 50, he seems to indicate doesn't matter where you start.
Exactly. The first pasuk says it doesn't matter. So then why does the second pasuk say it has to be full? Because there are two types of counting. There's one that you start counting on a Sunday because Yontif fell out on Shabbos, and there's counting that you don't start on a Sunday.
Why do you take it public? It doesn't make a difference. Just start counting from whenever you need to count.
Oh, I don't know. That's a better question. I don't have an answer for that.
Why do you need Sheva Tmimus?
That's what he's saying. It should just say 50 days. Count your 49 days. And Shalom Yisrael. There's something, okay. Says the Gemara in the parentheses, Rabbi Eliezer, Sofer, this is just a simon. Rabbi Eliezer is going to bring a raya from Sofer, Rabbi Shua Moiner, Rabbi Shmuel Ma'amer, Rabbi Yehuda Milamata, simon. But there's more than that even. So here's the second proof. Rabbi Eliezer Oimer, Eni Tzorach. You don't have to come on to Rabbi Yochanan ben Zakkai with that proof. I have even a better proof. Harei Oimer, it says, Shiva Shavuos, Tispar Loch, you. Sfirat Luya Bebezdin. In other words, Kosh Baruch was saying that you should count. What do you mean you should count? If we always start off on a Sunday, nobody's counting anything. It's automatic. Whatever Pesach is, the following Sunday start counting. So why is it you that are counting? You're not counting. You have nothing to do with the count. The count is automatic. Shehem Yoidim, you have to chop here. It says on the side. Shehem Yoidim Lekadesh Yomtov. The rest of the words go out. Bezin knows how to be Mekadesh Yomtov. You have to Shabbos Bereshis. Shabbos Bereshis means Sunday, the day after Shabbos of the first Shabbos of creation, meaning Sunday. Everybody knows how to count from there. You don't need Tispar Loch. Fine. Rabbi Shua Omer. This is the third shot. Now, it says in the pasuk. Look at this pasuk. This is interesting because this pasuk is. By the month. Very good. Yeah, by the month. This is by the month. However, it says Ad Chodesh Yomim. So it's referring to you're gonna get sick of it, whatever. Fine. But Ad Chodesh Yomim, the Gemara tightens that you have to count a month. You have to count 29 days, and on the 30th days is Rosh Chodesh every time. Unless we need Eidim, V'chulu, but says Rabbi Shua. Amr Torah Menei Yomim V'Kadesh Chodesh. You count 29, and then the following day is Rosh Chodesh. So he has a binyanav, it's a limud. Just like I have Allah over here that I count, and then the following day is Rosh Chodesh. So too Menei Yomim V'Kadesh Atzeres. So you count, and you have Yantiv. Ma Chodesh Somach L'Biyosei Nikor. Just like Rosh Chodesh comes immediately after the day that you counted. Atzeres Somach L'Biyosei Nikor. If Atzeres is on a Sunday, you always start on a Sunday, so it has nothing to do with what you counted when Yontif was. Over here we're saying right after Yontif comes the next day comes the counting. So it has to do, but if it has nothing to do with Yontif, it just has to do with Sunday, then it's not a good binyanav. Then the binyanav wouldn't work. Another raya number 4. Rabbi Shmuel Omer, Omra Torah Hovei Omer ba'Pesach, Ushtei Halechem ba'Atzeres. Mala Alon, Regel Utchilas Regel. Just like by the two lechem, as soon as the Sfiras Omer is finished, immediately you go into another Yontif. You finish like one thing. You finish the counting with Regel Utchilas Regel, and then you start off Yontif. Afkan. So too by the Omer, Regel Utchilas Regel. You finish Pesach and then you go into the next thing, which is the Sfira. 5th raya. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira Omer. I should slow down a little bit, no?
doing. Just keep on going. Keep up the good work. Go for it.
Rabbi Yehuda ben Meir Oimer, another like a binyan. Nemar Shabbos lemalo. It says Shabbos by Sfir Oimer. V'nemar Shabbos lemato by the Shtei Lechem by Shavuos. Mala halom by the bread regel utchilas regel samuch lo. Afkan regel utchilas regel samuch. It's similar, but it's not the same drasha. Is that me? Yes. Hillel, you came just in time for the finish. Tanu Rabbanon. Here's the sixth raya. Usfartem lochem. Shetei sfiro lekol echod ve'echod. What it says lochem, you shall count. It's interesting. You shall count, and this is a halacha that you don't have shemei koina. I can't be moitzi doilam. The Rebbe can't do. I don't know if you've ever been to one of these. Usfartem lochem. You could do that whole part, but when it comes to the bracha, everybody has to say the bracha. Usfartem lochem. Shetei sfiro lekol echod ve'echod. Mimochras HaShabbos. Mimochras Yontov. What does HaShabbos mean? Shabbos doesn't mean the day after Saturday. It means after Yontov. Oyeno Elo Lemochras Shabbos Bereishis. Maybe it means Sunday. Reizer Yudoimer Harei Oimer Tisperu Chamishim Yoim Kol Sviroi Sha'ata Soifer Lo Yiu Elo Chamishim Yoim. Now, what's his raya? In other words, the only amount that you could count is 50. Or 49. And if you're going to say that we start on a Sunday, then your count is messed up. Why? If Yonta falls out on Erev Shabbos, so now you're counting 51 days. In other words, from Pesach till Shavuos is 51 days. You're not counting 51. But you have the difference between Pesach and Shavuos is 51 days all of a sudden. And then you have 56 days. If Pesach falls out on a Sunday, so the Baisusim don't bring the Omer until the following Sunday. So now all of a sudden between Pesach and Shavuos is 56 days. And that's impossible. The Rashba explains why is that impossible, because then what does it have to do with Pesach? Why does the Torah say count after Pesach? It has nothing to do with Pesach. If sometimes it's 50 days and sometimes it's 56 days, then it's no shaykhs to Pesach. Lo yu 50 yom. Vim toim v'achas Shabbos bereis pa'om shata moitze 50 ve'echad. Upa'om shata moitze 52. If it comes out, if Pesach falls out on a Thursday, 53 if Pesach comes out on a Wednesday, 54 if Pesach comes out on Tuesday, 55 if comes out on a Monday, 56. The most days possible is if Pesach falls out on a Sunday. So now it's not mimachras anymore. By Susim, we're not going to say bring the Omer that day of Pesach. They have to be the next day, but the next day is a Monday. So now they have to wait all the way to the following Sunday. So now between Pesach and Shavuos, you have 56 days.
Still has to do with Pesach. It just doesn't have to do with Chamishim Yom.
What?
It still has to do with Pesach. It just doesn't have to do with Chamishim Yom. I know which Sunday to bring it, depending on when Pesach ends.
Your mom, you're pro Baisus. Okay. Now I hear what you're saying. I hear. It's not. That's why I looked up the Rashba, because I didn't have it clear. This big raya. Okay. Rabbi Yehuda B'Mseirayim in Itzorach Harei Oimer Tispaloch Sfirat Lui BeBezdin Yosef Shabbos Bereishis Shesfirosa B'Chol Adam. So we had this before. It says Tispaloch. It has to do with Bezdin, and Shabbos Bereishis is Sunday. And Sunday you don't need to be a professional. Anybody knows how to count starting Sunday. The Torah wouldn't say Tispaloch that you Bezdin, and then you're going to ask, how do you know Tispaloch means Bezdin? Maybe Tispaloch means everybody. I don't know. Okay, fine. Have a great day, everybody.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said.